It is finally time for WrestleMania 41, man, live from Las Vegas. At the time of recording this, I haven't quite gotten out there yet, but when you're seeing this video, I'm already in Las Vegas. But if we go through these predictions here today, and we're missing a matchup or two, that is why I'm actually recording this on the Monday before I leave for Las Vegas and the week of WrestleMania. So they could add some stuff on tonight's Monday Night Raw, they could add some stuff on Friday Night SmackDown, and I feel like they're going to add one or two more matches to this, even though, I don't know, man, this WrestleMania season has been very odd to me. Between the different locations, the booking, lack of TV time or presence of the people that are actually wrestling, lots of part-timing and missing, and I feel like The Rock really threw a whole wrench in these WrestleMania plans. And while I still am hyped for some of the matchups and some of the stories here, I think overwhelmingly it is overshadowed by something that's just missing. It's just lacking a lot of substance to me. I'm not fully bought in on a lot of this. I'm very intrigued in Cody and John Cena. And then the triple threat with Seth, CM Punk, and Roman, those are probably the only two things that I'm just really invested in. The Fatal 4-Way IC title match, I'm also very interested in just because I love Finn Balor and Penta and Braun Breaker getting in there, mixing it up. Sounds very fun. The women's triple threat also seems fun, but I don't know, man. I think Rock and Roman should have happened. I think even, there's just a lot of things that could have been a lot differently, I think, but I hope that it's great. I hope I enjoy it, all those things, man. We're going to dive into my predictions today, breaking down both nights 1 and 2 and seeing where all of my predictions fall on what I think about all these matchups. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on each one, who I think is going to win, where I think we go from here, all those things. But let's shut the hell up and dive into night 1 of WrestleMania 41 and see where this match card lands. So we're starting things off with the World Tag Team Championship matchup. The War Raiders taking on the New Day. This is one of those matchups that just doesn't feel in depth. It feels very, I don't know, man, just not like a lot of depth here. I think that the matchup will be pretty good, right? I hope that they, every guy delivers on the entire card, not just in this matchup. But I'm going to go with the New Day winning the championships. When they turned heel and everything, it seemed like they were going somewhere. I was really in just tune with everything. And I don't know if it was lack of TV time or just in terms of helping me invest into it, man. It's like it was feeling really good, and then all of a sudden it kind of turned sour for me, pun intended. And I think that, I still think the New Day win here. I think they really need it, to be honest with you. So I don't think it would really hurt or help the War Raiders to really win. So I'm going to go with the New Day to win the championships and just kind of see where we can go from here. And that's going to mark our first title change. Next up, we have Rey Mysterio taking on El Grande Americano here in a singles match, and this is just one of those matchups that doesn't feel WrestleMania to me. It feels like a random pay-per-view in the middle of the summer or something like that, man. So that's just one of those matchups. I think the matchup, again, will be good. It's not that the guys can't go. It's not that I'm not a fan of these guys. I'm really enjoying El Grande's work. Rey Mysterio is the greatest mask of all time, so I mean, he can step between the ropes, and I don't think anybody would care who he's facing, right? I think that, in the year 2025, maybe not as stacked as maybe in the past, but I still think Rey can go forever, man. I mean, this man's long game is absolutely insane, but the longevity is just ridiculous. But I'm going to go with El Grande Americano. I think that the momentum would be nice. The win would be good here. I'm going to go with El Grande, and maybe we get a step towards, where that character goes and everything like that. But yeah, I really don't have much to say about this one except a W for him. Next up, we're getting into Jade Cargill taking on Naomi here. We, of course, know the rivalry here. Once friends turned enemies as Naomi put Jade Cargill through the hood of a vehicle, or the windshield, or whatever you want to say. Jade Cargill was written off for months. She comes back at the Elimination Chamber, takes out Naomi, and it's revealed that Naomi has taken out Jade, thus giving us this grudge match here at WrestleMania. And, it is what it is, man. I think this is more of a kind of starting the plantings or the seeds planted for Jade as just to build her up. So I think she wins in grand fashion here. Really wouldn't even shock me to see her squash Naomi here. And I just expect Jade to fully dominate in this matchup and kind of put herself in her big WrestleMania matchup here and kind of planting her flag and, starting her off here in her singles career, it seems. So we'll see. We'll see where it all goes, but I think Jade wins easily. I don't really have much to say there, but yeah, I'm all for a grudge match at WrestleMania. Next up, we have our United States Championship match. LA Knight taking on Jacob Fatu, and I hate to tell you, Brad, I think LA Knight's running into a buzzsaw right here, man. Jacob Fatu is some of my favorite television to watch. Anytime this man's on TV, I am all eyes glued to the television, man. I love Jacob Fatu. I think he's so impressive. He's great. Everything he says and does and everything, great charisma, can go in the ring. I am a big fan of Jacob Fatu. I hope the best for this man's future, and I think that he's going to start off here at WrestleMania with a dominant win. I think he wins the United States Championship here, and he's probably going to go on a pretty lengthy run with the championship. I could see him having a dominant mid-card title run there and take us through the summer and everything. It should be really fun into SummerSlam and things like that. So Jacob Fatu gets the win here. I hope for a good matchup, but I expect Jacob Fatu to put on a show, and it should be really fun, man. LA Knight is always impressive, of course, as well, and I enjoy him, but I think Jacob Fatu is getting the W and capturing that U.S. Championship. Next up, we have our singles match for the WWE Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton defending against Charlotte Flair. Now, I think it's well documented, man. I am not the biggest Charlotte Flair fan. If you go back to the Royal Rumble, there's even an image that was posted that has me booing her in the background. So I am not a big Charlotte fan. I kind of saw the writing on the wall when she announced herself for the Royal Rumble. I felt like I could see it coming, her winning, and of course, man, she did win. A heavy, the heaviest of eye rolls took place. And this is just something that, I swear to goodness, man, Charlotte, if she defeats Tiffany here at WrestleMania and takes the title away, I'm going to be booing endlessly. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be in the building for night 1. I'm going to try my best to be there for night 2 specifically. If I'm there in person, man, even if I'm watching on a TV across the city of Las Vegas, I'm going to be booing out of my mind. I do not want to see Charlotte Flair win here. This should be a staple win for Tiffany in her title reign and kind of cementing her as a, top women's performer in the women's division of WWE, and I hope to goodness she wins. I'm going to have her retaining here just because I just pray to God that WWE does not pull the trigger and put another title reign on Charlotte Flair's resume. I'm going to go for Tiffany Stratton and just pray to Jesus that it's correct, and I hope she wins. I just think that, everything that's with this feud and everything, it's just felt very forced to me. I've not liked any of their segments. I think that, Tiffany's got a lot of improving to do. I think she still sounds very scripted, but Charlotte just, that segment they had the other night was dreadful, like a week or two ago. I hated that segment. I thought it was very awkward and just seemed very amateurish, if that makes sense. So I just want to see Tiffany win, but yeah, it just got anything but Charlotte. Next up, man, we have everybody's controversial opinions going around. We have Yeet main event Jey Uso taking on Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship here at WrestleMania, and I have a lot of thoughts about this one. I wasn't the biggest fan. Like, I was happy for Jey personally to win the Royal Rumble. I thought that was awesome. I did want to see Cena win it, of course, but I am a Cena fan, but I did like kind of something different taking place and everything like that. But at the same time, I'm happy for Jey Uso, but it really wouldn't shock me to see Gunther win here. And I really am very close to picking Gunther, but I don't know. I feel like they want that stadium-packed Yeet championship celebration, big WrestleMania moment for Jey Uso, so I'm going to pick Jey Uso to win here. I have enjoyed the hell out of what they've done to build to this moment, especially over the last couple weeks. I think they've really stepped it up a notch and really brought it home, or really wanted to make this match feel felt, man. I think that it looks pretty good now. Oh, I know a lot of people weren't a big fan of Jey winning, while also it's one of those hot takes, or one of those 50-50 deals that we've seen this WrestleMania season with Jey Uso and Gunther. Some believing that he didn't deserve it, some believing that he absolutely deserved it and they want to see it, and I think that he's going to capture it, man. I think this is going to be one of our big WrestleMania moments here, because I think on night 2 we're going to see a lot of boos. I think on night 1 there's going to be a lot of cheers here. Gunther loses the championship to Jey Uso. I hope we get a great matchup between the two. I like both of these guys. Love Gunther in the ring. I think that this should be fun. Hopefully Jey and Gunther can pull themselves to a really fun matchup here at Mania. I know that Jey and Jimmy didn't have the best matchup last year. I was there in person for it, and it wasn't very good. It was the best part of their night was when Jimmy got speared off the stage there. But I'm going to pick Jey Uso. We're going to have Yeet Mania all over the place as he wins the world title. And then we have our main event for night number 1, triple threat, Rollins, Punk, and Roman Reigns, man. Been very fun here. I really wish that we could have gotten more out of these guys building up to Mania. That's why I feel like Mania has been so weird this year, man. Between the shows being at, random times because they've been overseas or whatever, which is, it's good for the international crowd, man. They deserve shows. They should have shows, things like that. It's just been a really weird or obscure WrestleMania season, at least to me. And then the lack of talent showing up on television. It just seems like they've been trying to build a card without having them on TV. And the favor and everything has been fun. I know a lot of people weren't the biggest fans of things like that. I don't know, but I appreciate shenanigans. I love, the entertainment side of this, and I look forward to it, man. I really don't know who's going to win, but I'm going to go with Punk. And I've heard some rumblings about maybe Rollins double-crossing everybody and Heyman aligning with Rollins as like a 10-year anniversary gift. Seth Rollins in another triple threat match 10 years later, which would be really cool. I would love to see something crazy happen like that. I always love unexpected shish, especially at WrestleMania. So that wouldn't shock me to see some some cool stuff like that, and I would really appreciate it. But just at baseline, I'm just gonna go with Punk winning in some capacity. I don't think he'll pin Roman Reigns. I actually would like to see Roman Reigns win too. I think that'd be cool, but I'm gonna predict that CM Punk's gonna win, you know, and I think personally I'm gonna be going for Roman or Rollins, but I think they're gonna, you know, have Punk win that matchup here to main event night 1, and maybe we get some really cool stuff going on there. But yeah, I just expect a fun match. I hope all 3 guys, so it's not just a bunch of aura and then 5 minutes of graps. I hope that we get a lot of just entanglement between all 3 guys and some good polished wrestling here between the 3, you know, these 3 big stars here. So I'm looking forward to this matchup a lot, but I'm going to go with Punk winning. And now we head over to night number 2 of WrestleMania 41, which I think is the just an astronomically better card in my opinion. You can let me know. Night 1 or night 2? I feel like it's night 2 by a landslide, man. But we have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez taking on Bayley and Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Tag Team Championships. My God, another matchup that I just feel is just not Mania worthy, man. I just don't feel like it's quite there. You may disagree with me. I just do not like this. It doesn't feel very grandiose to me, but what the hell do I know, Brad? I don't even have the damn Women's Tag Team title on Liv Morgan. Hold up just a second. I can't even find them. Who really cares that much? I'm just going to go with them to retain. I think Liv and Raquel are going to retain here. It just makes the most sense to me, man. I just don't think we're going to see every single title change hands as well. And based off that knowledge, I'm not that hyped for this matchup, but maybe it'll be entertaining for me. I got Liv and Raquel to retain. Next up, we have AJ Styles taking on Logan Paul, and what I'm going to predict, probably the most underrated matchup on the card. You know, Logan Paul, great athlete, and, you know, say what you will, very good WWE wrestler. I think he's been very entertaining in all aspects for the most part. I don't think he's perfect or anything, and say what you want about the guy, whatever you want to say, but he has gotten himself to this point, and he has pretty much, I mean, blown expectations out of the water, I would say. And again, not perfect or anything like that, and I've never been a huge fan of the guy's content or anything like that. Got the controversial past and everything, but I hope the matchup is very entertaining. I'm hoping we get a really good match. I mean, when you got AJ Styles and you have a really athletic dude like Logan Paul, I feel like all bets are off. This matchup should be really good. It just pains me to see Logan Paul on the card of WrestleMania without Randy Orton and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and I know the Kevin Owens deal with Randy Orton and all that kind of, you know, it's kind of out of their hands, right? But I don't know. It's just very painful to see something like that take place, but I'm going to go with AJ Styles to pick up the win, though it would not shock me to see Logan Paul win. It really wouldn't. I kind of want to go with Logan Paul. Oh, man. Come on, man. It's AJ Styles. Give this man this win at WrestleMania. I'm going to go with AJ Styles. Even though it won't shock me at all if Logan Paul wins, I really want to see AJ win. I'm gonna pick AJ, but I fully know well in my heart that Logan Paul's going to win. Now, I know people hate multi-man matches, man, but I'm kind of a multi-man matchup connoisseur. I enjoy multi-man matches. Now, I don't think it should be just trying to cram everybody onto the WrestleMania card, but having a big Intercontinental Championship ladder match or things like that at WrestleMania, I think just speaks to the event, you know? I think they should put Money in the Bank back at WrestleMania. I think it should open up night 1 as like a tradition, a yearly thing for WrestleMania that gets everybody super hyped. I think that's the way to go. But this matchup looks very fun, man. Fatal 4-Way Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker defends against Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. Very fun matchup on paper. I have been fantasy booking this one, looking all around like, oh my God, which way is this going to go? And I still don't know. I still don't know, because I could see them putting it on Penta red hot right out the gate, you know, kind of just shining moment. He could easily pin Dominic or something. I mean, hell, they could feed a pinfall to Finn Balor. They don't give a damn about that, man. So I could see them doing that without Braun Breaker. You know, putting him in this multi-man match, you can give Penta the championship without having Braun get pinned or whatever. But Braun has been on fire. I think that he's a stud, much like Jacob Fatu. When he's on my TV, I want to watch it because I think that something epic's about to happen. You know what I mean? So I think he's still working into it and everything, and he's not my favorite wrestler ever, but damn, he's fun to watch. Then you have Penta, which speaks for itself. Always been a big fan of Penta. Finn Balor is one of my favorite wrestlers on the planet. I mean, that speaks for itself. Then you have Dom, who I think is the wild card here, man. I could easily see him stealing a win from somebody. You know, somebody hits their finisher or big move. Oh my God, man. I could see freaking Finn Balor with Bloody Sunday, coup de grace, about to go for the pin. Dominic takes him, throws him out of the ring. 1, 2, 3. Dominic Mysterio is modern day Miz. He's modern day Miz. I know they're not the exact same, but they're very, very similar. Like, not the most great great workers, not the most overly shredded, great heels, you know, love to hate relationship from the crowd, and I could see him being a little snot-nosed idiot coming in here and stealing a victory and winning the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania and making for a cool moment. So I have no idea where they're going to go here, but I really want to see Finn Balor win, of course. That's what I really want to see. I don't think it's going to happen. I think he would be the least likely to win in this entire matchup, and that is why I'm going to go with Dominic Mysterio. I'm going with Dominic. I'm going to go with Dominic pinning Finn Balor. I'm going to go with Dominic pinning Finn Balor, rolling him up, doing something like that at the buzzer to win the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. That's what my prediction is for this one. As much as I'd love to see Penta win or Finn win, even Braun retaining would be fine. I think that's where they're going to go here. I think they have a real fun setup here in this matchup to have that take place. Next up, we have our Sin City Street Fight. Drew McIntyre taking on Damian Priest. Now, go back to WrestleMania last year. Damian Priest cashes in and costs Drew McIntyre his championship win at WrestleMania to open up night number 2. And here we are on night number 2, the year later, and you have those two squaring off here. Kind of crazy how, like, I don't know, these guys had a lot of momentum and then all of a sudden they didn't, and now they find themselves kind of floating around, battling each other here. I feel like other storylines could have called their name, but here they are facing off against one another. You had the weird thing at the Rumble. I don't know. I think it's going to be a fun and good matchup. I think both guys can go here and kind of match up well together as styles, and I think it's going to create a really fun matchup, which is why I think this will be a fun matchup, but I think that Drew McIntyre needs to win more. I think he's got to get this win here at WrestleMania, defeating Damian Priest and, you know, rolling off into the sunset, seeing what else he can accomplish this summer. I think that is where we're going to go here. So I'm going to predict Drew McIntyre to take home the victory, but yeah, I just hope for an entertaining matchup. Not my favorite matchup on card, to be honest. On paper, just not something that I'm overly interested in, but I like the street fight dynamic. We get, you know, 1 or 2 hardcore matchups or, you know, kind of outside the box matches on both nights here of WrestleMania. You got to throw that in there, so hopefully it all delivers. And then we have our triple threat Women's World Championship matchup. Io Sky defends against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. Very fun matchup on paper, man. I like all 3 women here. All of them are very great. I think Bianca and Rhea are probably my 2 favorite workers in the women's division in WWE, so I love to see this matchup. I thought it would just be Bianca versus Rhea one-on-one at WrestleMania, but throwing in Io is great as well. I think that you have a very, like, definitely going to be probably the best women's matchup on the card here with all 3 of these talents, and I really don't know where they're going to go with this. I don't know who's going to pick up the win, but I low-key feel like Io's going to retain. I feel like Io could retain here. I think that is where I am leaning, but at the same time, I could see Rhea or Bianca taking the championship away. I just don't know where they're faring here. This is one of those unpredictable matchups, at least in my opinion. This is one that I've been struggling with to try to predict over the last few days. And while up in the air, I don't know, man. God. That's why I kind of just want to go to Io Sky retaining, just because I can't come to an ultimate decision. But maybe you guys have a different take. But I'm just going to go with Io Sky retaining, even though I would love to see Bianca or Rhea win the championship. And I could see Bianca winning to kind of keep that undefeated streak alive, which I think they're kind of building to. You know what? I'm going to go with Bianca. I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to go with Bianca Belair to win the championship here at WrestleMania and see where that goes. But yeah, I'm going to go with Bianca as my final pick. I'm going to change my pick here. I'm going to go Bianca, and I just hope for a fun matchup. And then there were 2, man. Main event, undisputed WWE World Championship on the line. WrestleMania 41. Cody Rhodes defends against John Cena 1 year later, after John Cena helped Cody in the main event of WrestleMania 40. This is insane. Of course, if you're watching this video, you probably know that I'm probably one of the bigger John Cena fans on the planet, and I am hoping for him to win number 17 here. I think that it's just a grandiose moment. I think that with the heavy emotion that came with his heel turn and the unexpectedness and the virality of it and just everything that surrounds the situation, going for number 17, it just books itself. And I think that sometimes predictability is fine as long as it's good and makes sense and booked well. And I think that's what's going to take place here. So I'm going to go with John Cena winning number 17, winning the Undisputed Championship. Again, I hope for shenanigans, and I love Cody Rhodes. Anybody that watches knows that I love Cody Rhodes as well. This is 2 of my favorite guys, especially when you compare like modern day talents versus, you know, all time for me. This is 2 of my guys going head to head here, and I would like to see, you know, where Cody can go from losing this matchup and seeing what else he can get into, working his way back into the main event picture. So I'm going to go with John Cena to win number 17 here in this big epic clash. And what I would love to see is, you know, The Rock come out again to try and cost Cody, but then, you know, maybe Stone Cold levels the playing field this time instead of The Undertaker, right? And kind of, righting that wrong from last year when we thought that it was going to be Stone Cold, but it ends up being The Undertaker and all those those things. I think that would make for an amazing moment, and, you know, WWE loves their clicks. They love those impressions, so I think that would get a lot of people buzzing. You may have an appearance from Travis Scott, you know, different weird, crazy crap that happens. There will definitely be some shenanigans, and I'm all for the shenanigans. I love this stuff, and this is what keeps me sport entertained, man. Consider me sports entertained by whatever the hell takes place here. Hopefully, it is all good, but I don't see Cody retaining, as cool as it would be. I think John Cena wins here, his first matchup since the heel turn, and he grasps that championship, number 17, and it's this big walk-off moment that's insane, and then that takes us into this summer of Cena. Maybe we get CM Punk worked up and get some Cena-Punk feud going into the summertime, kind of reliving 2011, and then, you know, maybe John Cena gets humbled, and I think he's got to go out as a babyface eventually, but yeah, man, I think it all starts here at WrestleMania, or I guess it started at Chamber, but winning number 17 here is going to be the play, and I just hope that it's epic, man. I just hope for epicness. It's WrestleMania. It's the main event. You gotta have it. Don't play it safe, man. Don't leave any stone unturned. Have it fun. Have it wacky. Have it make sense. Write a good story and make an epic moment here at the WrestleMania main event, man. But I got Cena winning, and I hope to be there in person to witness that number 17 win and be monumental there as the big Cena fan that I am, man. But that pretty much wraps up my WrestleMania 41 predictions, man. I know it's a lot of stuff here. Not the most exciting WrestleMania overall. I'm probably excited for like maybe 4 or 5 total matches of the 12 or 13, whatever it is. They're probably going to announce another one or two, but we will see how it all goes, man. I just hope for 2 really good shows and everything pans out well, man. But that is pretty much going to wrap the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. I'd love to know your thoughts on all of my predictions down below. What do you guys think as well? Let me know, as well as if you're going there. Maybe you've already seen me around or whatever. But nonetheless, man, I'm getting the hell out. Huge shout out to our Patreon members, man. You guys are unbelievable. Thank you guys so very much for all of it. You guys are unreal. I appreciate you, but I'm getting the hell out, man. I'll see you guys next time. Have a blessed one, and I'll catch you guys later.